everybody, welcome to the shop. Today I have my 97 Jeep Cherokee in here. I built this probably, let's see, it's going on 12 years ago now that I built this Cherokee. It has 1-ton axles, 40-inch IROC tires, lots of different mods. It's kind of been neglected for the last few years, so we're going to be tearing it apart this winter, making some changes to the front 3-link brackets, some cleanup work. I've got all 4 green doors to put on. My red ones are getting pretty rusty on the bottoms. Quite a bit of rust repair and some finish welding. I'll go around and give you a little view here of the Jeep. Alright, here on the back, got a spare tire carrier that I made. It's hinged, it flips down from the top. You can see it's got a 14-bolt Chevy axle. It's a welded diff. 538 gears. You also can see my 4-link single triangulated, so you can see the 2 bars on the top are triangulated straight on the bottom. I am going to lower this down a little bit. I swapped out these coils and put these in here, and it sits a little higher than it used to, so we're going to end up removing 1 coil probably off each side, get this lowered back down to where it was. And I need to finish the disc brakes. I have the calipers over here under the bench, so that's one thing we'll be adding and plumbing the brake lines for it. As you can see, I have no fuel tank back here. It is a fuel cell in the back. I'll show you that in a minute. There's the spare tire carrier. Then open this up. Then in the back of the Jeep here is the fuel cell. Uses the factory pump, pickup, and gauge sending unit. It's a Genrite fuel cell adapter for a TJ. Still need to be in here. My onboard air system. I think this is a 3-gallon tank, which is plumbed up to the front to my York air compressor. See the wheel tubs. I bent those, welded those, installed them. Like I said, it was 12 years ago or so. The roll cage is tied into the wheel tubs and the fuel cell. So the roll cage goes underneath the fuel cell. Has plates with brackets that go between there. Cage isn't completely finished, but it was enough to be able to get me to a racing season that I had to do. So here's the back with the fuel cell, onboard air unit. Got the rollover valve there, the one-way check valve for fumes. All this is gonna be updated. I'd like to take that cap there off and run the hose over here to the window, and I'm actually going to take this window out and put in a steel plate that'll be hinged like gull wing doors, and when you open that door, the fuel cap and everything will be right inside here, and fuel will go into there. Right now it's kind of a pain in the butt. I got to go through the back door with the hose, or drop the spare tire and tailgate here goes up and fill it up that way. Alright, in the back seat, you can see my cross brace here for my roll cage and the uprights, which go up into the ceiling, to the plates that tie into the halo on the top. Hybrid cage, whichever you'd like to call it. Got my air line for filling up my tires, winch, my helmet. You see the bracing goes down to the floor with floor plates. And then up here in the front, fire extinguisher. Got our lap belts here. That was used for the race. This is a AX15, so it's a 5-speed manual. Still have the MP 231 transfer case. Switch panels. That's for the light bar. I got the rock lights. Got the electric fan, and then the factory ones. Somewhere in here I have a new switch panel that I'm going to be putting in there, but this is just an update showing what we have, what we're starting with, and then following videos will be of all the changes as we do them. Alright, up here in the front of the vehicle, everything's getting kind of crusty. We're getting some surface rust, so we're going to have some cleanup work and some painting to do. I built this front bumper probably 5 years ago. 3/16 steel. I just cut them out, welded them together, and bent the hoops and all that stuff. So I have a Warren 9,000 winch under there. That's probably 11-12 years old. Works well. Under the hood I have my hot air intake. I don't know why I keep putting these things on, but no issues. Filter's easy to clean, things like that. Got the York air compressor for the onboard air. I have a new switch that'll go inside in the new switch panel, so we'll be adding that to be able to turn this on from inside the cab. Right now I have to use the relay blocks over there, and I put power to it to kick it on. We got our automatic shut off for when pressure reaches, I think it's 120 pounds that the York puts out to that tank in the back. That's all right here. Battery's removed right now. We got a Blackmagic electric fan. That's off of my old Mustang that I used to have. We have the 4-hole Bosch injectors, which actually they come out of a 5-liter Mustang is what they are. So we have all 6 of those in there. I didn't really notice any difference, but it's a better spray pattern, and why not, I guess, right? We have our fuel pressure gauge here mounted on the rail, just so I could monitor to see what that was doing. That's about it for up front here. Like I said, we just got a lot of cleanup to do, clean up some wiring, air shocks for the hood so it stays up, no prop rod. We have dimple dyed the hood to let some air escape. Never had an issue with water. This thing sits outside all the time. It's rained, never an issue. Got the PIA lights, both sides. There's a switch inside the cab for those. Cheap light bar. That has a switch on the inside. The Jeep's called the Little Red Wagon. There's a sticker. See, the cage goes down in. I have one side tied in to the inside on a plate. That's one thing we'll be doing, is I have to remove the other fender, weld the plate in, and attach the cage to the body itself, so it's completely bolted in, tied in for structure. I'll have to look and see what side it is. One side is not attached. Need to add some more cross bracing to the roof. Right now it's just the halos. We got some bracing back there, help with the spare tire mount. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago this cage was done. We just need to add some more cross bracing here in the middle, connect all this together. A little more triangulation going on. So back to up front, we have a 3-link suspension, 2 lowers, 1 upper. Let's see, ballistics fab, upper control arm mount there. My links are 70-75 aluminum with Johnny joints on all of my links. This is a Dana 60 Kingpin axle out of a 79-78 Ford. You can see I have the high steer arms right there. Right there. These are 1.25 quarter wall DOM for my track bar, panhard, and my crossover for the steering. And they're drilled and tapped for 7/8 Heims. All of them are 7/8 Heims everywhere. Track bar, panhard bar, crossover steering. Once again, these are newer coils I swapped around. These are Rusty's. I believe they're for a 6.5-inch lift. Just can't really go by all that because of the way this suspension here is. It's totally different compared to a factory with these spring buckets and everything. It adds a little lift to it. So I want to lower the Jeep back down to where it used to ride. I did have it riding on 4.5-inch lift springs, and they got worn out over time, so I'm gonna have to make some changes to the ride height. But that's the front end. It has a Spartan lunchbox locker and 538 gears. Here's a shot of the 3-link suspension for the front. We are going to be changing the mounting points on this to get it off of my cross member I built 12 years ago. Here is the rear 4-link. See these brackets right here? Those are what we're going to be welding on to the front for the 3-link. I have some more over here in the box. Lowers are 70-75 aluminum. Uppers, I think that's 1.5 DOM. I don't know, they got Johnny joints in there. Slip yoke eliminator. Need to finish welding. I guess I should show the wheels here. These are Super Swamper IROX 39.5 by 13 17s. They have the inner air locks in them. It's basically a bead lock. It's an inner tube inside of a leather style bag that pushes out on the beads, so you can air your tires down to whatever pressure you want. Alright, here's the brackets from Barnes. These are the brackets that I have on the rear for the 4-link. We're going to be welding these together. so we can put these on the front. And this will open up options to possibly go triangulated upper 4-link in the front and remove the track bar. That's a possibility, but I have drove this on the street. I actually drove it quite a bit this summer, and it handles really well going down the road with the system I have now. But I don't know. Just going upper triangulated 4-link would allow just to clean up the front end a little bit and get rid of that track bar. See, these are pretty simple style brackets. This is for the driver's side. The frame rail will be right here. So here is the upper triangulated, and the lower will go down here. This other bracket will be here, and this goes along like that for the lower link. It's already pre-figured out straight down on the bottom links and triangulated upper, which my front 3-link is already slightly triangulated, and the lowers are straight. So these will work out great. A little bit of plating on the inside of the frame. You weld these right in there. Really simple. They work extremely well for the rear 4-link. And that will allow me to get the links off of the cross member. So when I have to drop the transfer case, I'm not messing with the links and the front axle wanting to come out while removing the transfer case. There they are. Just like this. Just like that. We'll weld all this together and plate the frame, get them put on. So that's a little update on things that are going to be coming to the channel here in the shop. Just a bunch of updates to this Cherokee over the winter. Get the front 4-link changed. Lots of cleanup work. Welding the cage to the plates in the front to get all that tied in. Lots of probably painting, get all this stuff repainted, cleaned up. Lower the Jeep back down a little bit, maybe address a couple of things to the onboard air. I'd like to add some ports in the front, port in the rear, where it's easy to get to. Just a bunch of random stuff. If you want to see the Cherokee videos, just keep an eye out. I'll be posting them maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, depending on how much time I get out here. But that's going to do it for the brief walk around of the 97 Oneton Cherokee. Thanks for watching.